Hi everyone, today I'm going to present our research project titled Beach and Rocky Shores Diversity. Should we start our introduction?
Yes, of course.
During our IMP camp in Prajop-Khiri-Khan, we visit Ao Manao and had the opportunity to learn about the history of this place.
From the lecture we attended, we learned that Ao Manao was once the site of a battle between Thailand and Japan during the past. This historical event caused many impacts on the area, not only on people but also possibly on the natural environment.
Therefore, it made us wonder whether battle in the past affects the biodiversity of this environment.
In this presentation, we will explore the history of Ao Manao and discuss how past conflicts may have influenced the biodiversity in this area.
And here's the questions. What is the biodiversity of sandy beach and rocky shores look like? How do the fluctuation of fission factors differ between rocky shores and sandy beach? And how does zonation differ between sandy beach and rocky shores? Well, let's find out the answer together. First, we need to start with study site. We've studied site in Thailand at Prajop-Khiri-Khan at Manao Bay. In Manao Bay, we study at sandy beach and rocky shores.
The research method that we landed on was to first lay a transect from the shore to the water. Then we laid out quadrants, and in each quadrant we recorded what we found. Aside from that, we also measured the temperature and salinity of the water. Although hotter, rocky beaches have micro-refuge or shelters such as tide pools and crevices. The complex structure of rocks allows for a diverse range of life forms to survive these temperature fluctuations. Species diversity between the sandy beach and the rocky shore have obviously the differences. For the sandy beach, the absolutely dominant species are soldier crabs, and for the rocky shores, they're hooded oysters. However, for the sandy beach, over 85% of the species found were soldier crabs. The rocky shores, where the hooded oysters only took up 56%. The rocky shore showed a much more varied species distribution than the sandy beach. This means the rocky shore has significantly higher biodiversity than the sandy beach. Here's a graph of the Shannon-Wiener index. Each prime values below 1 in both areas indicate that the ecosystem is at a level of very low diversity and may be facing heavy pollution. This data suggests that Ao Manao currently has a very limited selection of species. The Simpson Index is a tool to measure species dominance, checking if one species is taking over the habitat. A high index means higher diversity. Species are more balanced and evenly spread, while a low index indicates lower diversity, and that one species typically dominates the area. As you can see, the rocky shore has a more balanced and resilient ecosystem compared to the sandy beach. Here's a graph representing evenness. Higher values in the rocky beaches indicate a more balanced ecosystem. The lower values in the sandy beaches confirm that the ecosystem is much more unbalanced, mainly because there are way too many soldier crabs, making it very difficult for other species to survive and thrive.
This slide shows the zonation of sandy shores, which are divided into 3 zones. First one, the supralittoral zone is rarely covered by sea waters, so organisms like ghost crabs live here and can tolerate dry conditions. Second one, the intertidal zone is affected by tides. Many organisms such as crabs, sandworms, and climbs live here, and most of them burrow into the sand. And the last one, the subtidal zone, is always underwater, which aquatic organisms like snails live buried in the sand. Overall, organisms on sandy shores are mostly mobile and burrowing to survive the changing environment.
This slide shows the solution of rocky shores, which are also divided into three main zones. First, the superlittoral zone is rarely covered by seawater, so organisms here must be able to resist dryness. The second one is the intertidal zone. Is affected by tides. Many organisms such as barnacles, oyster, and snail attach firmly to rocks to resist strong waves. And the third one is the subtidal zone. It's always underwater, where fully aquatic organisms like shrimps and some mollusks live. So in the overall is rocky shores support many organisms that are adapted to attack to hard surface and survive strong waves.
As for the spatial distribution for the rocky shore, massive concentrations of sessile organisms were found competing for space on the rocks. Each zone has a different dominant species. Like in the upper shore, prickly periwinkles dominate the area due to their high tolerance to sunlight, but for the middle shore, hooded oysters are the dominant population. As for the lower shores, jingle shells began to appear in areas with higher humidity. Spatial distribution on the sandy shore, the area between 8 to 12 meters from the water is where the sand is most moist, and the grain size is ideal for soldier crabs to form sand pellets. The dense aggregation of soldier crabs is a survival strategy against predators. The observed density variation with the distance is due to these animals digging of burrows of varying depths depending on the tide.
And now we will see rocky shore food web. First, start with plankton has been decomposed by barnacles, volcano barnacles, hooded oyster, and jingle shells. And most of them, nearly all of it, has been decomposed by ghost shrimp. The next one, biofilm, has been decomposed by neurites and prickly periwinkles, and both of them has been decomposed by ghost shrimp. In the conclusion, we could see that all of the species has all been decomposed at the end of the food chain by ghost shrimp.
This sandy beach food web shows biodiversity. The arrows show who is whom, and they point to the consumer. Producers like seaweed, diatom, and plankton are eaten by clams and snails. Then crabs eat them. And finally, sandworm decompose them.
And now we could see the discussion. According to the information in the slide, we could see that rocky shores have higher biodiversity than sandy beach. And now followed by that sandy beach gonna have lower biodiversity than rocky shores. Moreover, we could see that climate change can disturb the ecosystem neither at the sea or not the sea, at the forest or not. Biodiversity can be improved by ourselves, we need to reduce climate change, reduce production of carbon dioxide, and moreover, didn't cut the trees and plant more trees.
Okay, and 6 ways to increase biodiversity. The first picture is says increase habitat diversity, creating or limiting different types of habitat, such as rock, cliff, plant, or coral structures. The second one is restore natural habitat. It says rehabilitating ecosystems such as mangrove forests, coral reef can help organisms return and increase species diversity. And the third one is reduce human disturbance, limiting activity like overfishing excessive tourism or coastal development help protecting organisms and their habitats. And the first one is control pollution. Reducing plastic waste, chemical, and wastewater entering the ocean improve environmental conditions for marine life. And the fifth one is establish protected area. Creating conservation area such as marine protected area allows species to recover and maintain healthy populations. And the last one is prevent invasive species. Controlling non-native species help protect native species and maintains ecosystem balance.
Well now, how does global warming affect biodiversity or zonation? First, sea level rise cause inshore zone to shift upward toward land. As global temperature increases, sea levels gradually rise, causing the inshore zones along coastline to shift upward toward land and changing the natural boundaries between marine and terrestrial environments. Second, areas that were previously exposed become submerged more often. Areas that were previously exposed to air during low tide are now submerged under seawater more frequently because of rising sea levels, which significantly change the environmental conditions in those habitats. Followed by organisms must move to new zones to survive. Because the conditions in the original habitats are changing, many organisms are forced to migrate or move to new zones where the environmental conditions are more suitable for their survival. 4. Some species cannot adapt or relocate, leading to population loss. However, not all species are able to adapt quickly to this environmental change or relocate to new habitat, which can lead to a decline in their population or even local extinction. 5th, this results in change in zonation patterns. As different species move, disappear, or adjust to new environments, the natural zonation patterns along the shoreline begins to change, altering the distribution of organisms in each ecological zone. The last one, overall biodiversity may decrease because some organisms cannot survive their new conditions. Overall, global warming may reduce biodiversity in coastal ecosystems because some organisms are unable to tolerate the new environmental conditions or compete successfully in the newly formed habitats.
In conclusion, habitat type affects marine biodiversity, and rocky shores have more complex structures, so they have a higher diversity of marine invertebrates. In contrast, sandy beaches are unstable and have lower biodiversity, so habitat complexity is an important for marine biodiversity and future conservation. From this project, we earned 3 ways advantage. First, I am a data scientist because we collect and analyze real data from sandy beach and rocky shores in Manao. Second, I worked with a STEM professional as we worked with experts during our research. And third, I make an impact because our findings can support future coastal conservation. Thank you.
And thank you. And this is our presentation from our group 3. Thank you.